Net statutory allocation or figure of 595,376 million naira.
Cement Company of Northern Nigeria, CCNN, says it is putting in place strategies aimed at transforming the company into a robust and highly competitive one. At the 40th annual general meeting of the company, where it declared a gross dividend of 40 kobo per share, amounting to 5.2 billion naira, the board announced that the commitment is in view of the excellent performance of the company in 2018. Muplang Dakok reports.
The cement sector in Nigeria witnessed a significant improvement as domestic consumption grew by 3 million tons. The company believes that the Cement Company of Northern Nigeria, CCNN, was pivotal to this feat, particularly after its merger with Kalambina and subsequent listing of new shares on the Nigerian Stock Exchange.
Sokoto Cement is going to be one of the strongest cement companies in the country. One, because, as I said, because of the location, and two, because of the quality of the limestone, that we have there. And three, again, because Sokoto is quite peaceful, and the market in the northwest, because we cover the entire northwest, nobody is there but us.
So we are expanding our capacity by building a third additional line that will come on stream in early 2021. And that is going to bring the total installed capacity of CCNN to be 5 million metric tons per annum.
With a record profit after tax of 5.8 billion naira and proposed dividend of 50 kobo on every share in issue, shareholders like Efuyemi are excited the good days are here.
Since the chairman come on board, everything has changed in the company, which we enjoyed the company.
The shareholders are very delighted. We are very, very happy for the 40 kobo. And as time grows and as the expansion grows also, more profit will come to the company.
The company, which believes that Sokoto, its host community, is one of its biggest assets, in the course of the year sustained its corporate social responsibility projects and started new ones to improve the livelihood of the communities. Muplang Dakok, NTA News.
More reports now from Maiduguri with Mohammed. Mohammed?
Thank you, Cyril, and welcome to Maiduguri. Internally displaced persons from Goza local government in Borno State have been urged to return home and take advantage of the rainy season by engaging in farming activities following improved security in the area. This came on the heels of the return of the Emir of Goza, Muhammad Shehu Idrissa Timta, who left home since the taking over of the area in 2014 by Boko Haram insurgents 5 years ago. Abakar Mohamed Musa reports.
Addressing IDPs from Goza local government still taking refuge at Gubio and Bakasi camps in Maiduguri, Senator Mohammed Ali Ndume said improved security and support from humanitarian organizations have encouraged many farmers from other communities in Goza to return home, expressing optimism that many farmers would record a bumper harvest this cropping season. Senator Ndume lauded the Nigerian Armed Forces for adopting proactive modalities to secure returnees on their farmlands, homes and marketplaces, and expressed delight with the return of the Emir of Goza, who had been away for 5 years. Recalling what the people of the area went through in the hands of the insurgents, the lawmaker thanked the federal government and Nigerian Armed Forces for improving the security situation in Goza, noting that the present administration is determined to bring to an end the counter-terrorism. In Maiduguri, Abubakar Mohammed Musa, NTA News.
That's our contribution from Maiduguri. Network News returns to Abuja.
Thank you, Mohammed. The Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC, has signed a $3.1 billion financing and technical services agreement with Sterling Oil Exploration and Energy Production Company Limited, SIPCO. The agreement between the Nigerian Petroleum Development Company, NPDC, and the oil company, SIPCO, is to boost the nation's crude oil reserve and daily oil production to 3 million barrels per day. Group Managing Director of NNPC, represented by the Chief Operating Officer Upstream, Roland Ewubare, appreciated President Buhari for approving the transaction, which is meant to transform Nigeria's oil and gas sector.
see as a country over the next 15 years is over $10 billion in taxes and royalties.
In a related development, Nigeria's oldest and biggest oil partner in the upstream sector, Shell Petroleum Development Company, has reaffirmed its commitment to supporting the NNPC new leadership in its drive to grow the nation's economy through increased oil production. This was at the visit of Shell's Vice President, Nigeria and Gabon, Peter Costello, and top management staff to the NNPC Group Managing Director in Abuja.
Everyone. James, we have very carefully studied the high points of the priority areas you have set out. And we want to assure you that as a company, we fully identify with them. We are particularly proud of the very strong stance you have taken on openness and transparency, which has to be the hallmark of our industry.
And we'll work with you also to sort out issues around which you have referred to, around legislations which affect our business. And at the end of the day, we'll all be happy that we're here to stay and we're here to do business with you.
NNPC Group Managing Director Mele Kyari assured Shell that the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation will work with it to expedite action on some crucial deep-water projects, as well as create an enabling environment for transparency and mutual benefits. Let's now join Chineye in Enugu for more reports.
Thank you, Cyril. Good evening and welcome to Enugu. The Enugu state government is committed to partnering the federal government in the provision of affordable housing for workers in the state. Governor Ifeanyi Ugwuanya expressed his desire to key into the federal government's housing agenda for workers when he received officers of the Federal Housing Authority who were in Enugu to perfect plans for the takeoff of the project in the state. Susan Eze has details.
The provision of decent and affordable houses for the masses in Enugu State is one of the key development agenda of the Ugwuanya administration. The visit of the team from the Federal Housing Authority, Abuja, to fast-track the implementation of the federal government housing scheme in Enugu is therefore a welcome development to the state government. Governor Ugwuanya, represented by the deputy, assured the team that Enugu State is willing to key into the federal housing scheme, thus would accord it all necessary support to make it work in the state.
I assure you that all the states for you to succeed.
Noting that the team has already visited the sites provided by the state government for the project, General Manager Construction, Federal Housing Authority, Abuja, Mr. Issa Awan and his team wants the documentation process to be facilitated for the project to commence.
We embark on development of housing estates throughout the Federation. So it's now time for us to move into Enugu and make our impact known.
Added to existing housing projects by the Enugu State Government, the federal housing scheme, when completed, is expected to help housing needs of Enugu residents. In Enugu, Susan Eze, NTA News.
And that is it from this end. It's back to Cyril in Abuja for more on the network news.
Thank you, Chineye. Now, as part of efforts to reduce carnage on Nigerian roads, especially by articulated vehicles, the Department of Petroleum Resources, Abeokuta, has organized an awareness campaign for petroleum tanker drivers at Mosemi Depot, Shagamu, and Ogere in Ogun State. Lekon Agbonde reports that the thrust of the campaign was concerted efforts by relevant stakeholders to stem the tide of incessant road crashes through improved safety practices.
In Nigeria, crashes involving articulated vehicles, especially trucks conveying petroleum products, have a high percentage of these incidents. To bring this trend to zero level, management of the Department of Petroleum Resources, DPR, in Ogun State brought stakeholders together to sensitize petroleum tanker drivers on safety.
Before we give a permit to an all-age company that has to do with petroleum products, there are some checks we do. One, we ensure that all the drivers that will be used by that company have valid and current license.
Experts say Players at every point of the petroleum distribution chain must ensure safety on our roads. Hence, this initiative by the DPR with contributions from the federal and state government's relevant agencies at the Mosimi Depot and Ogere Trailer Parks. In Abeokuta, Lekon Agbonde, NTA News.
Sports now, and Olumide Guntola brings us up to date.
The latest FIFA rankings indicate that Nigeria Super Eagles moved 12 steps upward from 45th to 33rd position in the world, but maintained at 3rd position in Africa. Best-ranked African team Senegal maintained at 20th position in the world and #1 spot in Africa, followed by the new African champions Algeria that moved 28 steps upward to the 40th position in the world and ranked 4th best team in Africa. Belgium remained #1 in the world. New South American champions Brazil moved up with 1 step to the 2nd position, while France is 3rd. An inspection team from the Federation of International Football Association, FIFA, has inspected the Samuel Ogbemudia Stadium, Benin, ahead of the 2020 National Sports Festival and the Under-20 World Cup to be hosted by Nigeria. The team expressed satisfaction on the level of work done so far on the facilities.
Absolutely breathtaking. It is scenic, it is picturesque, it is functional.
Looking at October for final conclusion of the stadium.
In another development, the 2019-2020 Nigeria Women Premier League results, which kicked off across the country on Wednesday, indicated that newly promoted Dream Stars of Lagos lost 0-1 to Edo Queens in match day 1. Osun Babes played goalless with Delta Queens, same for Atland and Adamawa Queens. Rivers Angels pipped FC Robo Queens via Longo.
What we are doing here is to be sure that the consistency of the programs is not broken in any way.
The Nigerian para-powerlifting team returned to the country from the World Championship in Kazakhstan with more determination to make the country proud at the forthcoming 2020 Paralympic Games.
There is a lot of work that we need to do.
Nigeria is hosting the next one, come February 2020 in Abuja.
The Nigeria contingent, which had 14 athletes, finished in 2nd position, behind China with 3 gold, 3 silver and 2 bronze medals, as well as the best female team. With sports update, Olumide Guntola, NTA News.
And that concludes Network News Tonight. Thank you for watching. I'm Cyril Stober. Good night.